Hi guys.
Hi.
So today is something a little bit different. We're going to show you the kitchen equipment tools that we use in our kitchen. Some that we use a lot and some that are nice little bonuses.
Yes, so we'll start with the ones that we use a lot. Okay, so one thing that I think everybody should have is a set of kitchen scales, and like electronic ones. And these are pretty readily available. Now we got these at Kmart.
I think they were $20 or something.
Very cheap, and it's so easy if you're following a recipe to be able to
have the bowl on.
Yeah, and it's much more accurate than using
cups.
Cup measurements and stuff. But you can, put the bowl on it, put in your, 100 grams of whatever, and then zero it and keep adding the ingredients. That's what I like about it.
The other cool thing with the digital scales, and I guess the regular scales kitchen scales have them too, is the ounces and the grams.
Yes.
So if you are making baking from a US website with ounces, you've got the ounces on here as well as the grams.
And if you're tracking your macros, this is really going to be essential too, so you know what to put in as far as how much food you're eating. And these ones I like them because it's got just like a little stand on the back, so we can just stand it up on the shelf. It doesn't take up much room. It's very easy to use. The next kind of small item that we have is a microplane. So this is just like a really fine grater, and we use this for getting the zest off limes or lemons or oranges, which is really good in kind of low carb baking or cooking, because you can get the kind of citrusy flavor without a lot of carbs or using juice or anything like that.
We also use it for Parmesan cheese sometimes.
You get that real fine kind of...
And
fluffy.
Minced garlic. So we would use a fresh garlic clove and just do it on here rather than buying the pre-made kind of minced stuff in the jar.
Yeah, and the same with ginger. I normally would just keep ginger in the freezer, and then you can grate it straight onto there. So that way you're not wasting it, but it gives it really, really finely minced. So I think that they're great.
We use that
all the time.
All the time. It's in high rotation around here. Another gadget we use almost every time we're cooking is our stick blender. This thing we have had for years and we absolutely love it. It's got different attachments. So this is the one we use mostly. There's a whisk one we don't use very often, but this is also awesome. We don't have a food processor. We use this. So with the this little food processor attachment, we would make pesto. What else do we make in this?
Yeah, anything you want to finely chop.
We crumb the sesame seeds in this.
Yeah. So blitz up nuts or seeds to make a fine crumb. Yeah, anything if I'm making those wraps from Nom Nom, those really nice kind of tortilla wraps, you can just quick chuck everything in there and blend it up. And with this attachment, it's perfect for making mayo, and it's so easy.
We have a video of us making that. I'll pop it in the cards and the description below.
Yeah, and if you make any of your own soup or anything, it's very easy just to blend it up. It's probably, this little food processor is perfect for us because there's only two of us. So we don't have a big food processor that takes up a lot of space. But this is one of our favourite kitchen items.
Yeah, sure. Your mum has a massive food processor. It's so big.
Yeah, and so heavy.
And this is just perfect.
Yeah.
It doesn't take up much room in our cupboard, and it's excellent. It really is so good. Now this is our spiralizer. We probably don't use it as much as what we used to, because now you can buy things like zoodles ready done in the supermarket. And we're a little bit lazy when it comes to things like that, so we have kind of moved towards buying the zoodles already done. But I was the zoodle queen when we were making the zoodles. It was my job, and this is just so easy to use. You just put the zucchini in, move it around, spirals come out. There's different blades, but this is the main blade that I use. because I didn't do ribbons very often, mainly did spirals, and this is the spiral one. But it's great for cutting vegetables. It saves a lot of time. I have done carrot in it before. I've done onion in it before. I've done beetroot in it before. And I think we even had this pre-keto.
I don't know. I can't remember. But I've seen people do capsicum kind of ribbons and stuff as well. So yeah, there's a few different options there. And this one's really good because it like suctions down onto your bench top. And it's very quick and easy to use rather than I've seen these little ones where you're kind of twisting in and it's a bit more of a pain. And I guess doing it yourself, if you were doing it for like a big family, is certainly more cost effective option. And you know, you can make the kids do this.
Also, the thing I like about this is you can put a fair bit of pressure.
Yeah.
So if you're doing something like carrot or beetroot, it's really hard. So you need to be doing a lot of force, and it's got this little handle here that allows you to really create a lot of pressure to get the pressure onto the blade.
Do you know where we got this one from? No.
We've had it a really long time. We have had it a really long time. But one of the ones that was in high rotation before, but probably use it a lot less now.
Okay. Another kitchen item that we use probably pretty regularly is this kind of high-powered blender, which we also have had for a long time. And it's awesome for making like smoothies, smoothie bowls, hot drinks, like any kind of blended, you know, bulletproof type drinks. You can also, if you've got like a good high-powered one, make nut butters, coconut butter, all milks that type of stuff. Yeah, nut milks. So that can really save you some money because some of those items can be pretty expensive. But yeah, we love a good high-powered blender.
I think there's value in investing in a high-powered one.
Yeah.
Because we have had this a long time. We've had a couple of different jugs. We've got this is a lower, wider jug and seems to work a little bit better for the smaller amounts that we use. We also have a taller, skinnier jug that came with the blender. Yeah. And that is probably better for a little bit more volume than what we would use. But this shorter one works really well.
So those are the kind of kitchen gadgets that we use pretty regularly, apart from obviously just, you know, normal pans, knives, you know, ladles, wooden spoons and whatnot. I guess some other things that we would use would be like silicone muffin trays. They, you know, mini muffin trays and regular size muffin trays, they are honestly very, very useful because if you're doing a low carb baked item, it can tend to stick to paper and stick to like a traditional kind of muffin tray. So using the silicone ones, we have found that things just pop straight out. Also, if you want to make any sort of like little chocolate treats, I think having the mini muffin silicone tray is very easy because you can also just pop them out and they don't stick.
We have had many meltdowns from putting them in mini muffin, like the regular hard ones, and silicone is a lifesaver. And you can buy them at Kmart. They're not overly expensive and they're totally worth it.
And you can get all different shapes as well. So if you've got kids, like having different shaped chocolates and jellies and stuff would be fun.
So now we're going to show you some of the kitchen gadgets, equipment that we don't use anywhere near as often as that other stuff. But we feel like they have a place in our kitchen. They are things that we like to have.
Yes, but they're probably not things we're using on a weekly basis.
And they're not none of this stuff is a necessity, but these are definitely not a necessity. But we've built our kitchen gadgets up over time. So next up we have our waffle maker. Now, definitely not a necessity, but in case you've been living under a rock, chaffles have become mentally...
Is it chaffle or chuffle?
Oh, whatever it is.
I think it's chuffle, like waffle.
Chuffle,
it's
whatever.
Like a cheese waffle.
Which existed before. These recipes were out there before, but no one called them this choffle. And sometime last year they became extremely popular in the low carb community, and it's using cheese and
egg
to make a waffle.
Yes.
So we bought a waffle maker.
We bought a waffle maker, and we're probably not that big a fan of chaffles, but we did have fun experimenting.
Yeah, and now we have a waffle maker. Anytime that we want to go back to the chaffles.
Anytime we want to have a waffle, we've got a waffle maker.
There are many people in the low carb community that do have waffle makers now due to the craze. I know in the US,
Not the only ones that were sucking in.
they all bought
These mini
little
ones.
dash ones, quite small. We don't have those here, so we've all gone
This
for
is the old Kmart staple one, and it is very big. So I know some people just do
really?
one and then cut it in half, rather than making two and then having a giant size.
Yeah.
This is our slow cooker, which you can see we've had for a million years. It's definitely had better days, and it's actually quite funny when you use it because
the screen's gone altogether.
The digital display that shows the time is completely wiped,
so it's
you
a
just
guess.
have to guess how long you've put it on for. But we do like to use it. We probably use it more in winter than we do in summer. We definitely like to make our bone broth in it because I don't like to have it on the stove for that long, and we can pop it in here for like 24 hours and it's fine. Also, just really good if you've got like some cheaper cuts of meat that you want to slow cook, you can bung it in the morning with a bit of some herbs and spices and whatnot, and then you've got dinner made. But definitely probably something we don't use that much in summer.
No, I would say the slow cooker, if you're doing keto on a budget, the slow cooker is worth investing some money in. You can buy them at Kmart, again, reasonably cheap, and you can make those cheaper cuts of beef, lamb, pork, even goat or something like that taste delicious in the slow cooker.
Yes, and one of our probably favourite recipes is our slow cooker pork belly, where we cook it in the slow cooker in a bit of stock to get the meat underneath really kind of tender, and then finish it off in the oven to get the crispy crackling. So for that alone, I would have a slow cooker.
I had completely forgotten about that. We need to do that again soon. We also have in everyday keto dinners, Erica won't mention this because she's not a lamb fan, but we have really good lamb shanks that also get cooked in the slow cooker. But that's in everyday keto dinners.
So along the lines of the kind of chaffle craze, I feel like there's been a massive air fryer craze in the keto world, which is kind of ironic because I think that air fryer was initially made
for low fat.
Yeah, to take the fat out of food. But it also makes food like crispy and delicious. And I was suckered into the air fryer phase, but I didn't rush straight in and buy one, did I?
No, you
actually
didn't.
did a lot of research.
You actually thought about it for ages, which is unusual.
We have a very small kitchen, so I was reluctant to get something so big and bulky that would take up any space. But I ended up deciding on this air fryer, which is from Kogan, and I actually got it for my birthday from Dan's family, which was very nice. And yeah, I think we haven't experimented with it too much, but we have made in it chicken wings, which we really like. They get really nice and crispy in there. I actually cooked some Kranskis in it the other night, and that was really easy and like low mess.
One tip I will give you is when you're cooking in it, we have been putting some baking paper at the bottom because, I'll just see if I can open this up. This thing can be very hard to clean because it all kind of catches in the grooves.
I think they're all different though. Some of them have more like a enclosed bath. Yeah, like a tray.
So the last couple of times we've used it, we've put baking paper down, and that has definitely made the cleaning a lot easier.
So the jury's still out a little bit because I probably haven't had a chance to experiment with it too much, but everything that I have cooked in it I have really liked, and it's been much quicker than cooking it in the oven. But I mean, I'm still like, could you get the same results from the oven? It just takes longer. But yeah, I mean, I'm willing to experiment more with it. Okay, this definitely was a splurge item for us. It's an ice cream maker, but let's bear in mind when we first got this, Donata didn't even exist yet. So there wasn't really any like good keto friendly options that you could buy at the shops. So I'm an ice cream person. Like, ice cream is one of my favorite foods. So when we first started keto, I wanted this so that I could make, you know, keto friendly ice creams so that I didn't feel like I was missing out.
And so that you weren't tempted by the other ones, you could literally make your favourite ice cream in the ice cream maker.
Yes, this one's really, what I like about it is that it doesn't have a part that has to go in the freezer, which we have had previously. So it's all contained in itself. You just have to turn it on and pre-cool it before you do it. And then you just pour your ice cream mixture in, turn it on, and it's good to go. It's a really good ice cream maker. We probably don't use it as much as what I thought. We did actually, when we had friends coming over, make a big batch of vanilla kind of ice cream that was really yummy. And I do find it's usually best when it's fresh out of the ice cream maker. Once you store it in the freezer,
it goes icy a little bit.
Yes, it goes very hard.
Yeah, the thing with keto ice cream is that it can go quite hard. I have been wanting to experiment with some different recipes that we haven't tried yet. I know Carrie Brown is the ice cream making queen, and I haven't tried any of her recipes yet. So I would like to give one of those a go just to see, you know, if it's better than some of the other ones we've tried.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, it makes better ice cream than just kind of, you know, some people do those mason jar ones where you just shake it and put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
I think there's a much better consistency and everything if you use the...
It aerates it more, so it's kind of not as... I don't know, the consistency is just better than popping it, you know, if you just made the mixture and pop it straight in the freezer. It's definitely a different consistency when you make it in an actual ice cream maker. And this, it's certainly not something that you need, but it's nice to have so that you can make your own ice cream, know exactly what's in it, and it tastes delicious.
It's a splurge item, guys. It's one of those things that you might want to, you know, ask for your birthday if you're an ice cream person, or save up for to have as a treat to make your own ice cream. I think it's worth it. We probably just don't use it as much as we should.
Exactly. So they are some of our kitchen gadgets.
I was going to ask you a question. As the chef of our little duo here,
right?
If you could have a wish list, want list of one item that you don't have,
okay,
what would you put on that list?
Ooh, should have asked me about this before. Well, I did just see that they've started now selling instant pots in Australia recently, like within the last few weeks. I think you can get them on Amazon, I'm not sure. But I think I would be interested to try with one. I'm very scared of the pressure cooking situation, but I also really like the idea of how quickly it could work. So
a lot of people use them.
Yes, very, very popular. But yeah, I'm interested to... I was like, oh, they're in Australia now, Instant Pots.
I thought for sure she was going to say Thermomix. I'm really...
Thermomix is like $2,000.
Well, let's just say I'm really happy to hear Instant Pot over Thermomix. Our bank balance just took a little...
I don't think I would use a Thermomix enough to justify it. Maybe if I was cooking for a family or whatever. I don't know.
Well, this is a slightly different video than what we do normally. So if you like seeing these kinds of things, please give us a thumbs up. We'll try and do more videos like this showing you what we like and what we use in our everyday lives.
Yeah, and we hope that you found it useful. Maybe it's given you some ideas about some things you'd like to add to your kitchen collection or pop on your wish list.
Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye.